Don't forget to click that subscribe and bell icon to receive a notification each time I upload a new video. Hi everyone, it's Mike here and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's New Year's Eve, but it's also Saturday, so I couldn't let Saturday pass regardless of what day it is without doing an art journal project. So let me turn over to my overhead camera and I'll show you what I've got for you today. So this is a brand new 4-page art journal collage set. So it's called Not Quite Normal. Yeah, so this one has got, as you can see, those kind of Zetiology kind of patterns, all black and white on these ones. This is the full composite image here if you don't want to make your own collage, but I've also given you a separate sheet with all the component bits so you can repose the arms however you want to, but there's also a choice of 2 different heads. I know. So that's the first one. The second one is a different style with different legs, different faces obviously, different patterns on the body and different patterns on the sides, different quotes too, but on this one you've got a choice of 2 different faces again. So these ladies, these beautiful ladies, were taken from black and white photos from the 1940s and 1950s that I've hand tinted myself. I know, did a good job, didn't I? So they're on the kit too. So today I thought we would play around with the composite pieces. So I'm going to go away and cut some of these bits out, and then I'll join with you when I'm ready to create my art journal page. Now that I've got all my collage bits cut out, I want to work on the background. I couldn't decide on which one of the faces to use, so I've cut both of them out and I'll decide at the time of sticking it down. So I just want to collect everything up, put it somewhere safe so I don't forget it or lose anything, and then I'm ready to work on the background. So I've got some orange and some turquoise. Well, it says peacock teal and bright orange. So those are going to work well with the black and white of the focal image, I think. But I've also got some black and white paint as well. I've got some white gesso and some black acrylic paint. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by layering some of that teal colour just into the background, just by dropping some onto the background like that, grabbing a brush, and then we'll just start to create a kind of broken background that's got some nice vibrant colours to play with. And of course, with it being acrylic, we can dry these pretty quickly to get the next layer on top. And now for the orange. So where we have gaps, we'll add in some of that orange to layer up quite nicely onto the page. That colour works so well with the peacock. So the background is now dry, so I want to just bring that white background into the foreground a little bit more. So I've got one of my stencils here. This is my bamboozle stencil. So again, I'm going to be using some white paint. Oh, well, this is gesso. I think we'll just take it from the lid. That should be enough. And that's just going to break up some of that colour. There we go. I think maybe just extend that one there a little bit. I think that'll do us just nicely. Okay, so let's get that dried off. Okay, so that white is now dry, but I want to add in just a little bit of warmth into the background just by bringing in a little bit of a pinky colour. So we've got coral shell. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that onto my craft mat, and I've got a little plastic triangle which is used for geometry or whatever. You could just use an old hotel key card, God blimey, can't speak, or an old ATM card, or even just a small ruler. Just drag your edge through the paint like so, and then you can add some nice kind of lines just into the background. And it just adds a little bit more kind of visual interest onto your page. Just helps to kind of break it up a little bit, as well as adding a little bit of warmth and some nice kind of abstracty detail. But you don't just have to confine yourself to straight lines if you don't want to. Cleaning that, I've just made a complete mess of it, haven't I? Just sort it later. But I've also got a little a little paint or a spritzer bottle lid. Just a little circle, just like that. And I'm just going to drag that through the paint as well. And then we can use that just to add a few cute little circles around the page. Now I like to do it where they intersect across the lines, just because I think it adds a bit more of an aesthetic feel to it. But I'm not putting anything in the middle because that's where my focal point's going to go. Okay, so let's just get that cleaned off. Get this lot cleaned away. I'll get that dried and then I'll be right back. Okay, so that is now dry, so it's time to start gluing on my collage pieces. So I'm going to start off with the positioning of the legs. So I'm going to drop those straight down. So I'm going to be using indigo blue matte medium, slap it on, which you certainly do. So we'll just blob some down onto the page. And I've got my brush, so we can just add a layer. So this stuff obviously dries completely clear and matte, which is just perfect. So we'll lay our legs down first of all. I think that's pretty much, doesn't matter if they're at a little bit of an angle, that's fine. And then we can move on to the placement of the main body. So we can bring that just so it's above the knees, that's perfect. That can go there just like so. And then we can just bring on that skirt fringe. Just add that down there. Using matte medium like this for your collage is such a cool and easy and quick way to add it down. So then we've got the head. Yeah, let's put it at a little bit of an angle there, just a tiny little angle over the top. And then we've got that fabulous crown. Like so. Just perfect. All the way across. And now we can make the decision as to where we're going to position the arms. So I'm going to put one so it's just like so. And I like these ones because you can position the arms whichever way you want. You could flip them around if you wanted to. So let's do it so she's got her hands on her hips, or where her hips would be. Like so. Yeah, that's just cool there. Like that. And then finally we can add the heart. Love it. Look at that, quick and easy collage. Now the next thing we're going to do is, obviously we've got the quote. So I've chosen, I tried being normal, it was the worst 2 minutes of my life. So we've got that one, but I want to break it up. So I'm going to cut it into strips. And I'm not particularly bothered about getting them exactly perfect. Having a little bit of unevenness just adds to the overall charm. Alright, so let's just trim off the excess edges. Then we've got the brush. So we've got, how many lines have we got all in total? We've got 6 in total, so I'm going to do 3 at both sides. Let's just grab a bit more of that matte medium. That should do us. So we'll add the first one there. So I tried being normal. So we'll stick that normal there. And then we've got, let's just trim a bit of that excess off. And that can go just about here. And then we'll move back over to this side, add some of that matte medium on this side. And then again, we'll trim off a little bit of that excess paper. And let's add that there. And I think that's pretty much as is. Let's just remove a little bit of that there. And then that can go pretty much just like that at an angle. Okay, so I'll drop that in some water, get this dried off. So those are dry. So the next thing I want to do is just to add a kind of finishing border all the way around. So to do that, I've printed 2 sheets from one of my new textures collections. This is the black and white texture selections. I'll put the little thing on the screen now. I've printed just 2 off. I've printed the stripes and I've printed the harlequin, but we're going to be using the stripes. So what I'm going to do to create a border is I'm just going to do a wavy line all the way up the page. So I've now got that one, but because I've already got the wavy line there, I'm just going to draw or cut a straight line on this side because I've already got half a wavy line already on there. And I'll do the same thing again. Now the beauty of this striped one is you can do this as many times. You can do them thin, you can do thick. To get as many of these kind of border strips as you want. So let me do a couple more. It'd be easier if you had one of those rotary cutters because you could just go along in a wavy cut, couldn't you? Okay, so we'll just have that for now. So let's just see what we've got. So have we got enough, do we think, to go all the way around the page? Possibly not, but we've still got loads left. Imagine we might have enough if we cut those up. So let's do that. Let's create our stripy little border all the way around. Now to do this again, we're going to be using the matte medium. Or should we use a glue stick? No, let's use matte medium, since we might as well carry on with the same resources that we started out with rather than introducing something new. There we go, that should do it. And of course I've got my brush that's in the water still, but we'll just give that a quick wash and dry. I have got a little pot of water just off camera there, just so you can see. Quick and convenient. Right, let's start in this top right hand corner. So we'll just add the matte medium, going all the way down, just there, grab a strip and glue it towards the edge. And then I can just go over the top real quick. And then again, we'll do the same thing across the bottom. Stick that down pretty much into the corner. Did we go all the way across? Good thing of using matte medium is that it doesn't matter whether you go back over where you've already gone, because it dries clear. Ish, no problem. So let's do this corner. Take another strip, get it towards the edge. Oh, gone too far there. That's okay, we can just snip that off with a pair of scissors. And then we'll do another strip across the top. Dead easy. Like so. And again, just get underneath if we missed a bit. Okay, so now we can just fill in those edges. So I reckon just about there. And it doesn't matter whether it matches up, because that's the whole kind of point of it, is that it doesn't have to match up. And then again, we can do this bit here. So we'll take a little strip just there to there. And then finally, we can just fill in that gap up the top. Cool. And we still have more than half the page left over, ready to use on a different project on a different day. So just quickly go over. Okay, so while we've still got a little bit of that glue out, I think what I'm going to do, just add in a few, I think I'm going to try and do a few circles. Have I got a small circle punch? Let's see what I've got. Yes, I've got a 1-inch circle punch. So let's just fold the sheet over. Sometimes you say it doesn't like my punch is nearly at its end, I think. Let's just try single sheet. Now, I think I should have done it on cardstock. I thought folding it in half it might work better, but it hasn't really. You kind of need to get these. Do you know what? That might just do it. I'm not bothered about it being perfect. Where's those scissors? Let's just tidy that up a little bit. And maybe just add a couple of circles. Maybe that. And then let's see. Let's just try and do a couple by hand. Or should we try using the Harlequin one? Yeah, let's try using the Harlequin one on this side. Maybe if we do 3 layers, it might be thicker, he says. Haha, look at that. So let's add some of those down here. So we'll do 1, 2, a bit more medium, 3. Excellent. Okay, let me just quickly get that dried off. Okay, so we've got all those dry. So the last thing I want to do is I'm going to bring in a Uniball Posca pen in black that I've already primed and ready to go. And I'm just going to go around my word blocks. And I'm not bothered about being too perfect, because it's not about being perfect. So I'll go around just to make these pop and sing off the background. And then I'm going to go around, scribble around the outside of those circles. Like I said, it doesn't matter if they're not perfect. Celebrate the imperfection. And then let's just kind of go around that border. Like it a lot. So kind of finished. There we go. Let's just make that a little bit more. And then if you wanted to, we can just add in some doodle dots around the page just to kind of break up those colours. Just to help that background kind of all gel together. And I think I'm happy with the way that page has turned out. A little bit of a distraction on New Year's Eve. So let's just sign and date it. So let me just grab another pen. And then down here at the bottom, and then we'll put today's date, obviously, which is 31st of December 22. So there you go. I tried being normal. It was the worst 2 minutes of my life. I hope you've enjoyed watching me create this art journal page today. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking that button at the end of the video. And don't forget, if you want the Not Quite Normal Art Collage Digiset or those black and white texture papers, they're both available on my website right now. There will be a clickable link in the description area below for both. That's all from me for now. I'll see you all again next year. Bye for now. I'd like to say a huge thank you to all of my angels, because without you, these videos would not be possible. And don't forget to check out your exclusive angel-only content over on my website. Thank you.